Deep within the calm blue waters of the ocean, where fish swim gracefully among the colorful coral reefs, there was a group of unique friends living together in this beautiful marine environment. This group consisted of a small fish named Nora, a wise turtle named Hala, a friendly starfish called Jadoo, and Rocky the huge whale, who carried a deep love for all marine creatures in his heart. Nora, the small fish, was very brave despite her tiny size. She loved exploring new places in the coral reefs and swam swiftly between rocks and sea plants. Hala, the wise turtle, swam slowly around the coral reefs. Unlike the other friends who swam quickly, she carried great knowledge about the sea and life in it. Jadoo, the starfish, was extremely friendly. He had a cheerful spirit and loved to laugh. Although he was stationary on the ocean rocks, all of his friends would gather around him to listen to his entertaining stories about the deep ocean. Rocky, the whale, lived in the deep parts of the ocean, far from the coral reefs, but he regularly came to visit his friends. Rocky would always talk about the deep sea and the adventures he had experienced. Despite his enormous size, he had a big heart full of love and kindness for all the marine creatures. Life in the coral reefs was beautiful, filled with vibrant colors and diverse life. But one day, something strange happened. The sea began to change. The water temperature rose unnaturally, and the fish started swimming frantically. The coral reefs, which had once decorated the ocean, began to wither. Nora felt worried. What is happening to our reefs? Why are their colors fading? She wondered as she swam around the dying coral reefs. Hala, the wise turtle, replied, "This is a phenomenon that happens due to the rising temperatures of the water. It is called coral bleaching, when the coral becomes weak and dies because of environmental changes." Jadoo, the starfish, who was not far from them, looked up at the blue sky and said, "Everything in life needs balance. If we don't work together to maintain this balance, the sea will face great challenges." "But how can we help?" asked Rocky, the huge whale, thinking deeply. Hala smiled and said, "We must inform everyone in the sea about the importance of balance. We need to work together to protect the coral reefs from pollution. If we teach other marine creatures about the dangers of climate change, we can protect our environment." The friends started gathering the fish and other sea creatures in the coral reefs, and they began educating everyone on how to preserve the sea environment. They distributed food to the fish, explained how to avoid pollution, and emphasized the importance of maintaining the ecosystem of the ocean. The friends worked hard together, and over time, the sea began to return to its natural state. The coral reefs started to recover gradually, and the vibrant colors began to return to the ocean floor. Nora felt happy knowing she was part of this important mission. She knew that teamwork was the key to success. In the end, the ocean came back to life, and the marine creatures returned to their natural state. Before saying goodbye, the friends always remembered that the ocean was a beautiful place to live, but it needed everyone's help to continue thriving. As they swam together, they realized that life in the coral reefs was not just a beautiful place to live, but a huge responsibility that everyone had to share, and that they were all part of the natural balance that made the sea a better place.